Believe me when I say that those winter months when the sun's set by 5 p.m. are the absolute worst. It's such a difficult time of year. The visual aspect of Usher syndrome is retinitis pigmentosa, which is generally characterised by the loss of peripheral vision and what they call night blindness, a difficulty seeing in low light conditions. Going from a brightly lit street to a dimly lit room, it's not being able to see. Your eyes don't quite adjust to the dark light as well as other people's will do. It becomes more overwhelming when it's both of your senses that are diminished. I'm 5'11", anything that's floor height I cannot see. As soon as you take away both of your main senses, it instantly becomes really overwhelming and quite anxious. Just after I was diagnosed, I actually went to the cinema and I had a massive panic attack because it was so loud, everything was booming in my ears, I couldn't see the full screen, it was pitch black, I felt like everything was just closing in on me. It is one of the most overwhelming experiences I've ever had. I think there's a common misconception that deafblindness or even visual impairment is an older person's condition. There's not a lot of public awareness about conditions like Usher syndrome. There's such a stigma around it, people don't like talking about it. People are uncomfortable asking questions, whereas I would rather someone ask me how I prefer to communicate, how I need them to help me. I had a brief stint of hopelessness after my diagnosis because I thought I'm never going to be able to do a visual job with a visual impairment. So I'm a graphic designer and it's really, really interesting to have a very visual oriented job as a person with a visual impairment. The fact that I'm still here, I've got a really supportive team, I've got access to work, I can still come to work and I can still do the things that I love every day. It means everything to me that I'm lucky enough to still be able to do that. I could not imagine my day-to-day life without the kind of support that I have. My partner Kieran is aware of the challenges and the difficulties that I face, and he knows how to support me and give me that extra guidance that I need when we're out and about. Kind of been out in the dark enough times that he knows what I can and can't see. He knows when he needs to guide me. I have got a really, really strong support network of my family and my friends. I can imagine it must be very lonely. It must be quite a daunting world if you don't have the people to guide you and to support you like I have. But that doesn't mean it's not difficult. Still have really emotionally difficult days. There are charities and support networks like Deafblind UK that do help people like me. Deafblind UK, they really make you feel like you're not alone, because as much as I've talked about the support I get from my friends and my family, it's a completely different thing to have that support from people that know what it feels like. So as much as it's been a very, very rocky journey to get to this point, I'm so much more content now. To anyone who might have just received a diagnosis, you are not on your own. It's not a death sentence. It doesn't have to be the end of the things that you want to do. If people are taught that from a younger age and there's a lot less stigma about it, I think it will make it a lot easier for the people that are deafblind.